Hey y'all. Come on thing. Okay. All right, let's see if I can get this to come up now. I'm just trying to find my live. Hold on. There. Now I think I'm getting it. There it is. Okay. Oh, why it does that? Okay. Sorry, y'all. I thought I would make a few things for the tree. So I got some stuff out. I already made one because I kind of wanted to see what size I needed. And unfortunately I left it downstairs, but we're going to make another one. So it's not going to matter because we're just going to make another one. Okay. So we have the tree downstairs that I am getting ready to work on. And because my life has been insane and I'm just seeing that it's not going to change. So I'm just going to go ahead and start getting things done because clearly nothing is going to change. It has been just crazy. All right. So we're going to make little peppermint candies to go on the tree. The tree is supposed to be red and white. So like candy, kind of candy cane. Hi. So I grabbed a pool noodle from the Dollar Tree. And this is what you're going to need. And these are so easy to make. Okay, so what I did is I did 5 inches. I'm just cutting it. I'm trying to keep it pretty straight, but you could do them a little bit bigger if you want, a little bit smaller. But this seemed to be like a really good size for my tree. So, and y'all, it's a 9-foot tree. So a lot of things are going to have to go on that tree. All right. And I will link the fabric and stuff that I use so y'all can recreate if you want. Or you could use different fabric, whatever your tree theme is. This would work for any candy theme. You could do it for Valentine's. Okay. Okay, so this one is about 9 inches. So we're going to kind of go in the middle. So these will be a tiny bit smaller, but not really enough to notice. All right. So then what you need is some fabric. I have been having way too much life. Yes, I have. My gosh. Okay. So I have this really cute red and white stripe. I just got a yard of it. You can get it anywhere you can get fabric. You can get it on Amazon. And for the 5-inch pieces, what I cut is 8 by 10. I'm going to show you why. So I'm going to show you the easiest possible way you can do this. You're not even going to need glue. Okay. So you want to get it kind of in the middle. And then you just want to put it here and start rolling it up. Roll it up fairly tight. Hold it. And then take your finger and stuff the fabric right inside. Like that. Okay. Then do the other side. And you can take your scissors or whatever and just kind of stuff it in there. So look how cute. We've got our little candy. Like this. Okay, and what we're going to do is we're going to take some Mylar, some of the, things that you use to cover baskets and things like that. Okay, what's going on with my YouTube? Hold on. Okay. My comments weren't wanting to come up, so I'll just look at them on here. Okay. Then you're going to take your Mylar. And you want like 8 by 12. So I want it a little bit wider. And I'll show you why. So 8 by 10 for the fabric. About 8 by 12 for the wrapping. You can get these in bags and cut it open, or you can get these in sheets. Okay, and then all you have to do is, once again, just put it, roll it up tight, like that. See how it already looks like a piece of candy? Okay. And then I'm going to take some little tiny rubber bands. I'm going to twist the end like that, and then it won't come off. And then I can put my little rubber band on. Okay, and then I'll do the other side. Okay. So you just take it, you just twist it one good time, like that, and look, you have a candy. Doesn't it look just like a candy? It's just a big candy. Look at that. Now, if you want to hang it on your tree, this one looks a little bit bigger, so let's just trim that off. Okay. Look at that. You can also do, if you want to wrap it, like put a little thing on here. A little bow. You're really not going to see that rubber band, but you can put a bow on it if you want, like that. You can also get the curling ribbon and do the streamers with the curling ribbon. But this is so cute and easy. You can do this for your wreaths, trees, just decoration in your house. And anything that's round, right, that you could cut would work. I just happened to grab these because I knew I could get quite a few out of it. And since you're going to be covering it, it's not going to really matter what color you have. Okay, so if you want to hang it, which sign? Oh, you can just get the foam from the Dollar Tree. You can get like 2 little square ones in a package. Yeah. So you want some clear fishing wire. That's what I like to use. And then your awl or ice pick. Just going to poke a hole. I kind of get enough of a hole that you're going to be able to put this through. Then I'll take a little bit, and this is low temperature glue. Okay, and usually what I do is I'll take this, I'll fold it over and get a little point like that. And then I should be able to put it in there. If it's not big enough, I can get my other, Where is my other one? Usually I can get it in there, but sometimes with the awl, I can't make a big enough hole. Let's see, where's my ice pick? Let's see if I can find my ice pick. If not, we can use the scissors. They're usually right here. Okay, let's just use our scissors. Okay. We just want to make that hole a little bit bigger. Yeah, I did. I added just a square styrofoam block. That's what I did. And then it gets to where the sign will stand up so that it doesn't get buried. It was the character board. And I don't want my sign to be sticking way down, so I just put some stuff in it to hold it up. Okay, I really need my ice pick. It's gotta be around here somewhere. Can y'all tell what kind of time I've been having lately? Alright, let's just put them in straight. Hold on. Y'all, it has just been not good around here. I needed something to think about today that wasn't all the crap that's going on in our house. Oh, there we go. Okay, so I just stuck it down in there. And then just drop a little glue on it and let it dry, and then I'll have a hanger for it. Okay. Now, if you don't want to stuff the ends, then you can. With doing it the other way, what you will have to do is trim it and then glue down the ends like this, and then you can do the same thing. The other option you have is you can do the whole candy like this, and then get your rubber band and put it on there, but you might want to cover the edge. So I'll show you what I mean. So if you're going to do the whole thing with the fabric, then you're going to want to do it about 12 by 8. Okay. So you have enough to, well, actually you probably need to do 12 by 14 because you're going to need to do a little seam. So. You can also decide if you want your candy to go this way or this way. It looks good either way. All right, so if we did 14, let's do. By 8. Looks about right. I usually use my scissors when I'm doing these just because I will have a hard time with my y'all, I'm telling you, it's just been a week. All right. My rotary cutter. All right. So now you're going to want to put a little bit of glue up here. Grab that end. There we go. Okay. You're going to put just a little bit of a seam. Okay, so I usually will iron that, but I don't have my iron out, so let's just do a little bit of glue there. So I'm just going to put some glue along the line here. And this is low temperature glue, so it'll harden up quick. So you want to work fast. This is just so you don't see those edges, and if they shed any, you're not going to see it. There we go. Okay. You can also use fabric tack if you don't want to have any little lumps or bumps in it. Fabric tack works really good. There we go. I didn't glue to the board. I just like used the sign to hold it down. Okay. I'm trying not to put too much hot glue because I don't want it to have like a little edge on it. There we go. Okay, so that's all I wanted, is to kind of get it so that it has a little seam there. There. All right, now roll it up. There we go. That needs to be straighter. I have trouble with my hands, so getting things really straight is kind of hard for me. But what we can do is roll it in and then glue that. Let's do that. Okay. There, then we'll have a straight seam. Now I'm just going to put a little dab here just to keep it tacked. All right, and then I can put the glue here. So I'm only doing this because I have the seam. Otherwise, I would just let it do it naturally. There we go. All right. So now, see, we have those nice little ends. So we just take it. And you just want to twist it like that. Oh, there they are. And just get our little rubber band there. But you can see the ends look nice because we put that little seam in it. Okay, and then we'll do the other side. So same thing. The twisting is what's going to keep it all nice and neat and make it look like a little candy. So see how nice and neat it looks when you twist it. So see, you can do it several ways. See, look how cute. So we've got this kind with the candy wrapper all the way down, and then we have this kind with the little like candy wrapper. Okay, let's get a hanger in this. Make a good hole. And then just get a piece of this. What I'll do is take the ends, put them down in my hole. I want them to be down there pretty good, and then I'll just put a little glue around it. And that'll hold it tight. So you can see this one's holding really well. Which ones do we like? Do we like the all, or do we like the candy? I kind of like the candy one. Okay. If you wanted to do the ends, I know I have one I cut for ends. This one. Right? Yeah. Okay. If you want to do one that has the ends tucked in, on this one you do want to glue it because you're not going to be twisting, and that twisting is one of the things that helps hold it together. Okay, so I'll glue it. And then you would wrap it like a present. See that? You can make little slits to make it sit down a little better. I know it's sitting right in front of me, but I don't know. Oh, here's a pair. Oh, I probably dropped them. I did. I dropped them on the floor. This is really more than I need, so let's cut a little off. You don't need a whole lot more than just to cover it. There we go. And then you kind of do like this. Put a little glue in here. And then you can just kind of fold it over like that. A little glue. Kind of like you're wrapping your present. I'll kind of tuck one end in like that. I like putting everything inside because it helps hold it all together, and I think it looks plenty neat. So there we go. So see, it doesn't really look a whole lot different than when you tuck it in. Now you can make it neater, but I'm not patient enough to do all that, because you're not going to see that. It's going to be on a tree or a wreath or whatever. Even on a table, it's not something you're going to notice. So I don't really see any need in doing that. Okay. Let's just do this end without doing that. See, it's very similar. Just like that. There we go. And that. So just like wrapping a present. See? All right. Bella's over there just a snoring. Glue that over here. Have y'all ever done any little candies or anything like this? Yeah, I really don't do the glue to the board because you don't need to. The tying the sign down does that. Yeah. I try to remember to have it with me tonight when I go live so I can show you what it looks like. I'll try to remember to have that up here. Let's see. So about 8. The good thing with this plastic is it kind of hides a lot, so if it's not perfectly straight, you're not going to be able to tell. So, and this one was a bag. So I just split the bag open because that's what I had. If you get it on the roll, then you won't have to do that. But if you're like me, you just use what you have. If you have a bag, you can just cut it open. Okay. I think I've made one of those pieces go flying. I did. There it is. My Anna split it. Well, that's not good. I'll have to redo that one. All right. Let's do this one first. Okay. Oh, yeah, we don't need one for the other one. All right, so just try to get it in the center. There we go. Wrap it up. Twist. What you can do is twist and hold that, and then twist this one. It'll hold together pretty well while you're getting your rubber band on. We'll have to make some of these to put in a wreath. Because you could do like the candy theme. I have some really cute little ornaments from, ball ornaments from Debbie Hawes. We could make a couple of these with some cute little fabric. We could put them in a wreath. That'll be fun. But these are going to go on our tree downstairs. There, I'll get that one. That's so cute. Look how cute those are. Don't they look like giant candies? Oh, you want to see Bella? She's doing pretty good. I've been debating about whether she understands what's happened. There she is. Hi, Bella. I kind of feel like she does. When, so we decided to bring Sassy home and bury her in the backyard right beneath Mom and Dad's window. And oh, it was so hot that day. If my nephew hadn't been here, I don't know if I would have been able to do it. It was like 99, and it was like 3 or 4 in the afternoon. So, anyways, see how I just shove it in? We buried her out there right under the window, and that afternoon, I went outside and I saw Bella standing right where we buried her. So I feel like she knows. She hasn't been messing around with the spot or anything, but I do see her go over there and stand on it occasionally. So I feel like she knows. What do y'all think? I think she knows. If you have any trouble with it, you can put a little bit of glue in there. I'm not, just because I know once I get the wrapping on there, it's not going to come loose. There. So if I have a little bit of trouble, you can just put a little glue in there. But it should stay fine, especially once you get that plastic on it. Okay, there's another one. See how fast these go? I think so too. Yeah, I think so too. Such a sad thing. I was really hoping she was going to rebound one more time, but this is not exactly good. But she didn't. She was in such bad shape at the end. Oh, it was terrible. Now we have this whole situation with my husband's father. Oh, he has multiple myeloma, which is bone cancer. And at first they thought they were going to be able to, it's not treatable, but they thought they were going to be able to at least take his pain away, and, you know, he could keep going for a while, you know. They even said a couple years, but his pain just wouldn't dissipate. And so they started doing more tests, and they figured out that it was all over his whole skeleton, and his whole skeleton is all fractured from the cancer. So they basically have him with palliative care, and he's going to be on hospice. And they're saying about 2 weeks. So it's just awful when you lose your parents. It's just, y'all, it has been a couple weeks, I'm telling you. Just not good weeks. All right. But this helps. Coming on and doing something. We found out about his dad yesterday, which is why I wasn't on last night, but I'll be on tonight. I know, it is, it's sad. You know, we lost John's mom, like, when did we lose her? 2 years ago? And his stepdad about a year before that. I'm so blessed I still have my parents. I'll tell you, if you still have your loved ones, be happy, because you just never know. With this being this clear plastic, it can be easy to kind of not see where to cut. Okay. One sheet. Another sheet. It is easy to tear, so just kind of be gentle when you're working with it. It's really not very expensive, so don't worry if you do tear a sheet. Just get another one. Okay, let's do a couple. Oop. Okay. All right. Oh, right here. Oh, that sheet's torn. Yep, that's not gonna work. See what I mean? Yeah, so don't stress if it's torn. Yeah, so we're still working on his approval, but yes, he's gotten the approval from the cardiologist, and we're going to his internal medicine doctor next week, and then they will schedule the surgery. He has to have his hips replaced. And y'all, he's miserable, so he needs it just for quality of life, you know. There's a lot to be said for quality of life. There we go. Look how cute that is. Let's put some little strings on it. This little string is just from Hobby Lobby, the little Christmas section. They should have some Christmas patterns out. So it should be pretty easy to get. ribbon, the fabric, and these little rubber bands you can get off of Amazon. I have a giant jar. You can get the fishing line off of Amazon. Or if you know somebody that fishes, you can get that. Oops. There. Oh, that's so cute. Okay. This one. Let's do, so we need 4 more. Well, we don't have to do all those. Okay, wait. I have 1 sheet right here. This is 2 right here. All right, let's see. There. I didn't see them. They were kind of sitting up on the little mesh roller. Now you can make this longer if you wanted your little ends to be longer or shorter, you know. You can make it look however you want. That's the great part. Okay. And these little rubber bands are clear, so it's really easy to hide them. Oh. I used to fish when I was little, and especially with my dad, but I haven't much in my adulthood. Well, I haven't in the last, like, maybe 15 years or so. Another one. Let's do one more, and then I want to show you another kind. This is longer than we need, but that's okay. No sense in cutting off a small little piece. Might as well just keep it. These are so cute. These are going to look so cute on the tree. And they're nice and big, so they'll take up a good amount of space. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's awesome. Oh, there's another one on the floor. All right, hold on 1 second. I want to grab something. Okay, how many of you have some of these little hair roller things? You can use these, take a couple of them out, to make candy canes. You can also use them if you do the little wreath attachments. These make great little hands and feet because there's wire in them. So these are really great to have. And so what you can do is cover them in the fabric, and then you have an adorable, well, we have to glue it, but you'll have a really cute little candy cane. Okay. What I'll do is run. Okay. I want it pretty close to the end there. And I'll just run a little glue. Like this. You just want to kind of keep it tightly rolled. Just like that. Look. Look how cute is that? So you can just kind of get it like that. Then you can put this right on the tree. So what you can do, just put a little glue in there. Close up the end. You can also, if you have the little things that cut little holes out of paper and such, let me put that on the inside. There we go. You can also take out the little ends. You don't have to have the ends in there. I don't know if I have those in here or not, do I? Yeah. Let's see. Sometimes I can make it work with fabric and sometimes I can't. Depends on the fabric. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to get it. That's a no. I have to have my heavier duty one. Excuse me. Okay. But I have the shape now. But there are things you can get that will punch holes, like a circle. And then you can glue that on the end. Like this. This makes it a little easier to make it nice and neat. There. Nobody's really gonna see that, but it makes me feel better. See, isn't that cute? See, and then you just hang it on your tree. Isn't that cute? So other way you can do that. Let's see, where's my, here they are. Let's see, what colors do I have? I have white. Let's do the white. Get a couple whites out. Let's do the ribbon too, so let's get a few out. Okay, so these are just floral wire, straight pieces of floral wire. These are like 18 gauge, I think. Are they 18 gauge? Yes. So with wire, the smaller the number, the thicker the wire. Then you'll want, this works out better if you have just a little bit of batting. So you don't need a whole lot, and just thin batting. It doesn't need to be thick. I just prefer the batting to be pretty thin. just because it's easier to work with and whatnot. So I always keep batting here because I use it a lot if I'm going to do anything like this. Okay. And of course it fell off as soon as I tried to tuck it in. Okay. I think we might have done some of these last year. Okay. Like that. You want your batting to be kind of smaller than your fabric. Okay. It's not very straight. It's not going to really matter, but there. Okay, so this end is definitely straighter. So I want to put the batting on this side. Okay. So I'll run a little glue down it. Then put our batting on. And if I have any excess, I'll just trim it off. So the batting just helps give it a little bit of a better shape. Gives it a little bit of thickness so that it doesn't look odd. There we go. Like that. If you want it to be pretty thick, then what you can do is put 2 wires in it. Like this. You can put them together to make it even a little bit stiffer, but you want to do it a little bit down, right? So what we'll do is kind of fold this over like that. Okay. And then we're going to run some glue along this wire. Like this. Okay, fold that over. Like that. Okay, and there's a couple different ways you can do this. Okay, so you can do it all the way to the end and just have like one big candy cane. You can put a little bit of extra wire in there so that you have, you know, somewhere to put it, like if you're doing some kind of design with it. Okay, and then you want to start twisting it. You want to make sure it stays pretty much the same size all the way down. So I'll kind of start from the top and just roll it like that. Okay, and then go towards the bottom and roll that. You just want to kind of glue as you go. So I'm using way more fabric than I need, but it was the piece I already had left over, so I didn't think it was, I didn't need to really cut extra. Okay. You're just making like a long stick. Okay. Just kind of glue in the center here. And then you can make your candy cane. I am always so bad about not paying attention where my seam is. Make sure you see where your seam is so that you don't fold it across your seam. Fold it so that your seam is kind of on the bottom of your candy cane. There, see? So this is a pretty big one, so I can make this much bigger. Like that. See, look how cute that is. So that's gonna look super cute in the tree. Yeah. Okay. On this end, I need to kind of tuck this in a little. If you sew, it's really easy to just kind of run a little line across the ends. There we go. See, isn't that cute? Okay. Yeah, hole punch. Yeah, it is. But it's for like fabrics and stuff like that. They have different ones. They have one that you can like put your fabric on and then you do like this little circle cut thing. They're cool. Okay. Now, ribbon. Let's try ribbon. And then that'll probably be it. Okay. So with ribbon, we can make candy canes or the little swirly things with ribbon. I like this ribbon. Let's see, let's do maybe about that big. So that's, okay, so let's do like 24 inches. So we're gonna cut 24 inches on our ribbon here. Okay. Now, we want to fold it in half. Okay. Like that. Straighten this end out. This is wired ribbon, but you're going to put 2 more wires in it. Okay, so you want the wires to be right at the edge. You can do this with 1 wire, but I like the way it looks if you do it with the 2. So first we're going to run a glue line down for this wire. Okay. And I'll show you why I want to do 2 wires. Okay. Let's do this one. I'm doing it right inside the seam where the wire on the ribbon is. Okay. Just like this. You want it to be all the way up there. Okay, like that. You see how the wire's in there like that? Now, you can just glue it right down on top, like that. Or you can put a little bit of embellishment down the side. Look how cute this is. Okay. So this is just a little pom-pom trim. I'm going to run it right along the line where the wire is. And then the trim has like a little edge on it. So that's where you want to put it. Right there. Right on that outside. Okay. Like that. And I'm working with low temperature glue, so it dries fast. So if it dries, I just put a new line down. Okay, let's do the other side. This comes in all different colors. Okay. This just gives it a little extra something, something. Okay. And remember, you can do this with any ribbon, any trim, any season. So this is super cute. So then when we put our other thing on, well, look how cute that is. See how cute that is? All right, now let's put the other side down. So I want to kind of go down the middle, on the sides. And I'll kind of do it in stages like this. Just makes it a little bit easier, especially when I'm working with low temperature glue. But I want the whole thing to stay together. So this, the candies that we're going to put on the tree, and this is my favorite. Okay. All right, now you're going to see why I did a wire on each side. So you see how cute that is? Now, for this next part, you need a dowel, any size, really. And then you're going to take it and you're going to twist it. So I kind of just start at the top and start twisting. You want to keep it together as one piece, so I kind of take my time. I don't want to twist it too much. I really need a bigger dowel, but okay. Look how cute that is. Look at that. Let's spin this a little bit more. So if you do it with one wire, you can twist the whole thing. If you're doing it with two wires, you want to be careful not to twist it too much, or else it's going to come out not looking right. Okay, let's trim off the end here. There we go. Look how cute that is. Now you can take your two wires and twist them together. Look at that. How cool is that? Isn't that cool? Okay. Oh, I have one more way I can show you. This one's super easy. You just take your yarn. I've got white and red. This is actually a little bit off-white, but sometimes it's hard to find white. Okay. put them together. I'll just put some glue on this end here. I'll glue one. And I'm kind of gluing them up. Okay, like this. You see that? And then I will start to twist it. Like that. Just want to hold them loosely and twist it. Every once in a while, throw a little glue on it. And I'll fix the top once I get done. There we go. And of course you can do several of these together and then just kind of attach them together. Okay. Just trim this off. And then I'll kind of glue this little part at the end. There. So for this top piece, you can either twist it to get it, or you can put a little pom-pom on there if you want. You can leave it like this. You can make it into candy canes. You can put 2 or 3 together, but see how fun these are? And they're super easy to make. Okay, that was fun. That helped me get my mind off things. I needed that. All right, so hopefully either this weekend or next week, and it all depends on how my husband's dad does, but we're going to start decorating that tree. I mean, I'm only a month late. That's okay. I mean, we can have Christmas in August instead of Christmas in July. There's no rule that says we can't do that, right? All right, y'all. That was fun. Okay, so we did this kind of candy cane, our swirl. Then we did our little candies for the tree, this kind of candy cane. And what do we do with the other one? Oh, here it is. And this. And any of these, you could do the... I'm gonna cut this tab off because that's kind of what's causing that problem. There, better, much better. Okay. You can put, you know, the little cute embellishment things on here. Like you can put candies on them. You can really do anything you want. All right, and we'll be putting these on the tree so you'll get to see. I also have like regular ornaments. And we have the pleated ribbon, so that's going to look really cute. It is the best therapy, right? Awesome. All right, I have no idea what we're making tonight, but we will make something fun. Because I can't just sit around for another day. That's not good for my mental health. All right, thanks for hanging out with me, y'all. I will see y'all tonight around 8 o'clock. So, and then hopefully we'll be kind of back on our schedule. All right. Bye, y'all.